Jimmy, you really missed it.
Welcome back to Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. And from the Lahaina Civic Center, it's coverage from the 2012 EA Sports Maui Invitational. It's Marquette taking on Southern Cal. Jimmy may have missed the luau, but not the Maui Magic. And before a champion is crowned tonight, here are the Island Jewels. 3 seconds left. Clark shovels it up there. He hit it! He hit the shot! Wow! He hit it! Are you kidding me? Butler wins it! Into the first half, a misfire in the dunk. Hairston, he did it!
Another buzzer beater in Maui. 30 years after the win over Virginia. Chaminade has another shocking victory over Texas.
Aloha, welcome back to Maui, everybody. It's all in the hips. That's what it is. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of hips. Dave O'Brien and Jimmy Dykes with you. Jimmy, take us to the one-on-one prior to this one, brought to you by Madden 13.
I missed the luau, by the way, because I was getting 2 shots in my backside
Yes,
and $100 worth of medication
I didn't want to
for
mention
a
that.
virus that I got while I was on the island.
You're a
but
trooper.
That's a whole nother story. Meanwhile, this is a whole nother story as well between Marquette and Southern Cal. If you're Marquette, what do you always do? Well, you test the toughness of whoever you're playing. That starts today with Junior Cadogan getting right into Gio Fontaine, the point guard for the Trojans. And for Southern Cal, you better dirty up this game, because that's what Marquette's going to do to you. How do you do it? Get all over the backboard and defend your tails off. That's what Kevin O'Neill's guys have always done over the years.
Get to the lineups now for Marquette, 1-1 here. Vander Blue has played a very strong tournament. He's averaging almost 20 points a game here. Junior Cadogan runs the offense. Chris Otule, a 6'11" big. For Southern Cal, also 1-1. They're not hitting shots. That's a big problem, hitting below 43%. But JT Terrell can be dangerous from long range. Inside, Dwayne Dedman goes 7 feet and with a lot of skills. And ready for the opening tip. Kevin O'Neill has certainly caught some sun here on the island. His 4th season at Southern Cal. He's going to be wearing a mic for us in this broadcast. That ought to be very entertaining. He is as blunt as they come, but very interesting. And in the huddle, Buzz Williams for Marquette in his 5th year at the helm. And he is 1 victory at the 100 mark, 145 right now.
I will say this, if ever again I want to spend a week in my life working with a surgically repaired torn retina and a 48-hour virus, it's in Maui with you, Dave O'Brien.
Oh, that's very,
if I
very
ever have
sweet
to do it again, I want to repeat it right here one more time.
I hope you don't, but you missed a lot of fun at the luau. Me and Ralph Sampson and Tony Randolph. Tony, of course, from the Chaminade team that upset Ralph's #1 ranked Virginia Cavaliers 30 years ago. Look at our officials. Ready for the second game of the day. Championship game tonight between Illinois and Butler. And we're underway as Cadogan goes to the backcourt. And it'll be Marquette ball.
Well, if you're SC, you better match right off the bat the body blows and the physical style of play on both ends of the floor that Marquette throws at you, not just defensively.
Oh, Blue with a hard drive. He's going to wind up on the all-tournament team here.
As well he should. Buzz Williams saw something on film that says on the first play of the game, I want to ISO Vander Blue and let him attack the hip of his defender. Well done. Well prepared, well executed.
Here's Terrell. Very smooth shooting guard out of Burlington, North Carolina. Gio Fontaine running the point for the Trojans. He decides to give it up here for Wesley. Pass back out for Wise and gets it to go, a 2-pointer.
You better choke off the water. And the water for Southern Cal is Gio Fontaine. His ability to get into the teeth of the defense, read it, and make clean passes. Well done on the first trip.
Lockett in heavy traffic, fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 immediately. Trent Lockett, who did not start in the opening game here at Maui after getting hit in the eye in their game against Florida Atlantic. But he's played well. Terrell with the foul, his first.
I think he's an interesting piece for Marquette going forward. And the fact that the pace of his game, about a half step slower than the rest of the pace that's being played with. And I think that's going to help this Marquette team because they can't get going too fast. I think Buzz realizes, and he talks about the importance of Lockett being an older guy that plays to a slower speed, helping their offensive half-court set.
Yeah, a lot of experience coming to Marquette. Played 3 years at Arizona State. Already has a degree, a bachelor's in business communications. The Trojans last year, dismal season, 6-26, 1-17 in the Pac-12. So many areas to improve on. Wise slithering in, draws the foul as well.
Juan Anderson just got whipped. I mean, all the action, OB, was up top with an on-ball screen, and Juan Anderson guys just posted up on the low block. I mean, they choke it off up top, and Juan Anderson just late getting his feet set. And Wise, that's who he is as a scorer. He will high IQ you and make smart basketball plays. Bam.
Going for the three-point play, one of many transfers for Southern Cal. He comes from UC Irvine. It's a roster filled with transfers. So they have a lot of different pieces they're trying to put together under Kevin O'Neal. Up top, Vanderblue, Cadogan. Cadogan with a pull-up pop. Caught by Lockett. No foul, clean block. Anderson fouled on the play. He'll be shooting here in a moment with 18:26 to go in the half.
Well, this would be the chance for a team out of the Pac-12 to get a quality win in non-conference play, something that the Pac-12 didn't have any of last year. Nothing to hang their hat on. I mean, that's why at the end of the year, last year the regular season champ out of the Pac-12 didn't get an NCAA invite. They've already done better so far this season. Colorado knocking off Baylor and Murray State. Certainly good wins, but boy, this would be terrific for Southern Cal, terrific for that league.
Juan Anderson makes the first, sophomore from Oakland, California, who underwent shoulder surgery in May. He was a question mark coming into the season, but he's actually been playing quite a bit and looking healthy for Marquette. Makes one of two. Rebound batted around, controlled by the Trojans.
Look out.
Catch on the baseline. The pass is partially deflected. It comes to Wesley. And now they'll try and set something up here against this frenetic Marquette defense. Terrell loves to shoot it. That rainbow won't drop. And a whistle and a foul. They get Dedmon. And the 7-footer will pick up the foul, his first.
JT Terrell continues to take a lot of hard shots in the Maui Invitational. If you settle for hard shots against Marquette, you're going to get your tails beat. And he comes in shooting 29% from the field, and he's the leading shot taker for Southern Cal, and that will not work against a team like Marquette.
Blue swings for Cadogan, the senior from Toronto. Draws a lot of attention. Back out high, Anderson left open for three. Got it.
Yeah, good fill behind. Southern Cal is going to down or ice the side on-ball action. Marquette reads it well. They go ahead and take it to the corner and then throw back for the jump shot.
Fontaine on the dribble. Over the top, throws it away to Anderson. Marquette to run. Vanderblue got hit before the shot. Marquette quickly breaking free and leading at 8-5. Forcing the turnover.
It'll be Southern Cal will down the side ball action. Here comes a ball screen. And Southern Cal forces it to the corner. So what do? You throw it back up. You take it to the corner on purpose, Cadogan did, and you fill behind with a shooter. That is very well done against the down icing action from Southern Cal's defense.
Remember, Marquette lost that absolute heartbreaker to Butler. Butler is now on to the championship game against Illinois tonight on ESPN here from Maui. Lockett has it knocked away. Fontaine will chase it down. Now the Trojans want to run. Inside Wise. Back out high. Terrell got it, a three.
That's a better look. The ball went inside and kicked right back out to Terrell on his numbers. He takes good looks, he's a good shooter. He takes bad looks, he's a bad shooter.
Marquette really believed they should have been playing for the championship. O'Toole got a great look inside. Terrell, boy, a tough pass and a foul before the shot. No basket there. Tied 8-8 with 16:53 to go. Lockett with the foul.
JT Terrell, a 25% three-point shooter so far in the year because he takes too many hard shots. This time the ball goes in, it kicks out. His pre-shot routine is good. His feet are lined up. His shot arms lined up. Well done by 20 and White.
We've been impressed by Marquette's ability to shake off that heart-stopping loss to Rodney Clark and Butler in game 1 of the tournament, which was a tremendous game. I think the best game of the tournament so far.
I heard people at the hotel last night saying that was the championship game. I think it's too early to make that call, but it was certainly a great ball game during Feast Week.
Foul will go the other way here, tied at 8. And foul number 1 on Eric Wise of Southern Cal. Already 5 team fouls on USC. Could be an early factor here if Marquette goes to the line quickly. And heading for the bench is Dedmon, a 7-footer.
You are, as a team, what you demand every day in practice. That's who you are. And both Kevin O'Neal and Buzz Williams, there's some things they demand every day. And defense and effort and playing a physical style of defense is what they demand. And that's who they are and who they should be.
On the drive, losing control of it now. Loose on the floor and a tie-up. Possession now will bring it to the other end of the floor. So it'll be Southern Cal. What did they ask for a timeout and get it? They did. Actually got a timeout there. So they will retain possession. We are tied 8-8, 16:23 to go in the first half.
At Mobile, we believe it's smarter to change your oil than change your car. We believe in friends that go the extra mile and engines that go the extra years. We believe your engine should last till this little one has little ones of her own. That's why we created Mobile Super, tested and proven to help reduce wear, prevent sludge, and extend the life of your engine for the long, long run. Mobile Super, for long engine life.
The tie game here, 16:23 to go in the first half of our last day in Maui, game 2 of 4. The games coming up on our family of networks include North Carolina and Chaminade at 7:30, Pittsburgh and Michigan, and Butler and Illinois, which is of course the championship game here from the Maui Invitational.
Well, John Gross has done a terrific job with his guys in a short period of time. Illinois transitioning from a 5-man true motion offense under Bruce Weber to a ball screen fast tempo offense. Their defensive pressure has changed from a man-to-man overplay denial to a shrink the gap defense, and he's done a great job of communicating and executing what he wants done. 10 on the shot clock.
Cadogan looking for room, gets it free. The jump shot in and out by Wilson. Gio Fontan at the point, off to Wise. He wants to take the lane. Terrell from 17, too strong. Rebound comes to Marquette.
He's taken 2 hard shots. He's missed them both. He's taken 1 good shot. He made it.
Vander Blue, he can really slice into that lane, but he has also shown in this tournament he is hitting 3-point shots.
Yeah, he really is. He's been one of the hardest guys to guard in this tournament.
Driving it, airborne, got it.
That is such a difficult shot. Actually going away from the rim. That was a non-rim threat drive, and normally non-rim threat drives don't equate in 2 points.
Wesley off the fake, line drives a miss. Devontae Gardner in the game, real force onto the boards. He hit 15 against Mississippi State as far as scoring.
Gardner's in the game. Gardner's going to get a shot up. It's not going to take him long. Not as quickly as our guy Jack Taylor from Grinnell College, but
who on earth ever has? 138 points last night if you missed that. Blue again, airborne, short. He goes down on his back. Now numbers for the Trojans. Fontan for Wesley. Wesley steps back, fires it. Rebound tipped out high for Terrell. Another effort now for Southern Cal.
Well, got a new clock. Settle down and make Marquette guard again. Make him work. Marquette likes to work, but go ahead and make him work.
Off the fake, Wise. It's a long, long defensive posture for Marquette. Shot clock down to 10.
Boy, don't foul now. Do not foul now.
Down to 4. Fontaine jumping in. A bump. Off the backboard and no. So Marquette plays terrific defense in the end. Cadogan quickly. And a foul as the rebound came off into the corner with 13:53 to go. Marquette with a 2-point early lead in a 5th place game. What a splendid day here in Maui at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Marquette on top by 2. We referred to this earlier. Jack Taylor averaging a shot every 20 seconds. Last night for his Division III school, 138 points. And in a losing effort, the team that lost that game had a guy who scored 70.
Think about this. Is phenomenal. I know there are people across the country that think, it's a publicity stunt and it's not worth mentioning. Are you kidding me? The guy scored 138 points. Devontae Gardner for Marquette on the floor, one of the leading guys in college ball right now, getting up about 1 shot every minute and 40. This guy got up 1 shot every 20 seconds. And compared to some of the great feats over the years in ball, Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points, got up 1 shot every 46 seconds. Kobe Bryant in the pros get 1 every 73. But the line of the night to me was Jack Taylor talking to Coach on Sports Center. He said, I didn't have a good game the game before, and Coach wanted to get me going. He wanted to get me going. Yep. If 138 points doesn't get you going, nothing ever will in life.
Wilson with the basket, and now Southern Cal turns it over that baseline before they get inbound. It's their 2nd turnover for the Trojans. Take a look.
There's the basket. Take your time, get out of bounds. Never got out of bounds. He did. He had the ball. He stepped in and came back out right on top of it.
Lockett with a pull-up. The rebound comes free to Ari Stewart. He's a junior out of Marietta, transfer from Wake Forest. We say that a lot about the Trojans. One transfer after another.
Now, when Gardner's in the game offensively, he's a handful. You have to make him defend if you're Southern Cal right now. He's trying to check Robbie, who has about 5 inches on him. Southern Cal get the ball inside.
Stewart can score. And on target with that one. He averaged 8.5 points his first year at Wake 2 years ago.
Boy, good rise. Just took what little change there was in the defense. He took up the slack.
Blue attacking. No. And no foul. They're letting him play a little bit. Free in the corner. Stewart tried to save it. Right back over to Gardner. No. Fuller up high for the rebound. And here comes USC. Stewart feeling it. No. Rebound high. Wilson to drive it. Foul. And he made it. He'll go to the line.
Obi, that was a shot turnover by Ari Stewart. He made a jump shot. And he came down feeling good about it. It's another my turn shot. And a bad shot. That's a bad quick shot. Is going to give Marquette the numbers. Bam. One-on-one at the rim. And it's a done deal. That was a shot turnover that equates to a possible 3-point play for Marquette.
Jasper Ryan, a freshman with the foul. Derek Wilson is from Anchorage, Alaska. You think he likes being in Maui?
You think he does? Man.
Marquette with a 4-point lead over USC.
Like me, like 6 years ago, I was doing the Great Alaskan Shootout. I got a phone call and said we'd like to make a change. They're like, okay, you're going to do Maui.
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
That's what I talk about Arabi down there is that he can score. Good things have happened to Southern Cal in this invitational when he gets his paws on it.
Junior from Cairo, Egypt. Takes up a lot of that lane at 7-2.
Oh, what a screen by O'Toole.
And the dish for Wilson. The bank no. The follow is up and in by O'Toole.
Big body kid, man. Went in and just delivered a blow as an on-ball screener and then got a rim run and was right in place because of the effort.
Robbie with the catch, out of the double team. Ryan trying to save it. Kicked around.
Oh, get on the floor.
Kicked again, picked up by Vander Blue. Jake Thomas in the game, a junior for Marquette, who had one of the most sensational baskets of this tournament. That was in the game against Butler, the 3-point play. But he does this a lot better, shooting from range. That's really his game. The follow, and it's going to roll off the iron. Wilson does not get the bucket, but he will go to the line. And when we come back, more on the Chris Otule story, the 6'11 senior out of Richmond, Texas, overcoming adversity, and boy, is that an understatement.
You want a lesson in overcoming adversity in life? Follow the life lesson of Chris Otule. His injuries as a Marquette Golden Eagle. Broken left foot, broken right foot, a torn ACL. He was obviously born with vision problems with only one eye his entire life. It has not slowed him down in any form or fashion. He is the spirit and soul of his ball club. When he was rehabbing, he told me he did this 1,000 and thousands and thousands of times when all he could do was have the ball handed to him, chin it, and shoot a jump hook. And now in game action earlier in the Maui Invitational, there it is. You catch it, you chin it, you go up and score. But because of his rehab, he said all I could do at one point was literally, a coach, hand me the ball, chin it, turn, and jump hook. Hours and hours and hours of repetition, not letting adversity determine what he does with his life. I love this kid. I love his spirit. He's the backbone. He's the pulse of Marquette basketball. And it's a salute to be around a guy like that for a few days. It is for me.
Born with one functioning eye, his right eye. The left is a glass eye, which he has replaced several times throughout his lifetime. Wilson at the line. Jamil Wilson, a junior, an athletic forward. And Marquette opens up an 18-12 lead over Southern Cal. Under 11 to go here in the first half in Maui. Derek Wilson down the lane. Little contact. It rolls away, but Wilson comes away with a rebound. Jamil Wilson. Vanderblew. Oh, nifty bounce feed to Otule. How did that get through there?
Crafty, clever, good hands by Otule. And Marquette will absolutely just blow the hips up of a defender if you don't come out at the right angle. They continue to attack the hip. Sparks fly when they go by you. And there's my guy Otule. You can't fire him fastballs, and Buzz Williams does a good job of making sure his guys understand that he has vision problems. You got to deliver passes that he can handle, and that time he did. And when you have a teammate like Chris Otule that has been through the adversity that he has been in, the amount of complaining and whining that goes on with the rest of your guys becomes really, really small.
So Marquette with the 8-point advantage over USC with 10:42 remaining in the half. It's a 6-0 run in the last 1 minute and 11 seconds for the Golden Eagles.
Dave, if you want to teach a kid how to drive the basketball and seek out contact and explode on somebody's hip, you watch Vanderblew drive the basketball in this game. You watch Junior Cadogan drive the basketball in this game with a purpose. Derek Wilson, same type of a kid right now at Garden Fontaine.
Vanderblew had 21 against Butler. He also had 18 against Mississippi State. Heavy traffic for Dedmon. Fontaine on the baseline. Good kick out here for Wesley. Byron Wesley, the sophomore, with 3 points. Handing back for Blue. Shot clock at 15 for Marquette. Now down to 10.
And then they're down the side ball action again. They take it to the corner. This time it's a bad shot instead of the throwback.
He airmailed it. Wise picks it up back off to the point guard. Gio Fontaine out of Patterson, New Jersey, and St. Anthony's Prep, the legendary prep school, which has produced so many great players. Fontaine directing traffic. Back to Wise. On the back down. Wesley penetrating. Rebound tipped out high for Wilson. 9:15 to go here in the first half. Game 2 from the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Last day of the tournament. Championship game tonight on ESPN is Butler and Illinois. Two teams who are really shooting well. There's a foul, offensive foul against Southern Cal away from the basketball. Tuesday on ESPN, 4 teams highlighting coverage of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. 7:30, C.J. Leslie leading the Wolfpack against Tim Hardaway Jr. and the Wolverines. And then at 9:30, Roy Williams and the Tar Heels taking on Cody Zeller and #1 Indiana. Foul moments ago on Chris Otule.
We will see the bounce back ability of NC State after being punched in the nose last week. Indiana, we talk about dynamic duos in college basketball in terms of shooting. You're going to see one tonight in the Maui Invitational Finals with Rodney Clark and Kellen Dunham. Jordan Holes and Christian Watford can shoot it just as good as anybody out there as well. Pangos and Bell from Gonzaga, there's several of them out there. There's a 3 that I like.
Dedmon with a strong rebound. Fontaine zips the cross-court pass to the corner. Terrell, yes. 3-pointer on target.
Can you see the difference of his shot selection equating to his shot makes? It's obvious, isn't it? The quality of shot you take versus the quality of shot your opponent is taking. That determines the outcome of ball games. If Terrell ever understands that, he's a lot better player. Southern Cal's a lot better team.
6-0 for USC on this run over the last minute 55.
They've had no problem playing a dirty roll in the mud type style game like Marquette throws at you. Southern Cal has not.
Gardner trying to roll in. He's denied. Here's Terrell again. Second effort for the Trojans. They can grab the lead on this possession. They've been a low-scoring team. Certainly had a lot of trouble shooting it last year. They will keep it here with 7:40 to go. Closing in on Marquette. Now Butler has already had a tremendous tournament. They had the heart-stopping win against Marquette. Tonight, they play for the championship here in Maui. Clark in midcourt, 3 seconds left. Clark shovels it up there. He hit it! He hit the shot! Wow! He hit it! Are you kidding me? Butler wins it!
Clark deep 3. He's feeling it here at the start of this one. The lob perfectly executed. Dunham again.
Torture!
So Butler plays for the championship. Illinois also shooting so well. Their opponent tonight at 10 o'clock on ESPN. Our road to the EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship game. Third place game is North Carolina and Chaminade. That's on ESPN2 at 7:30. Some dynamic shooters on display in that game, and Kellen Dunham, the youngsters, really got it going.
Yeah, and these are the 3 duos that I have my eyes on right now in college ball. Clark and Dunham. The 2 kids at Gonzaga, man, they shoot it deep, they shoot it well, they shoot it consistently. And Jordan Hulls, more than a shooter, but still one of the top 3 shooters in all of college ball. And Christian Watford is a 6'9" pick and pop guy. Those kind of duos now are hard to handle. Indiana will be in every ball game till the final buzzer because of the ability of a kid like Hulls and Watford to knock down shots.
Leslie doubled up, trying to get rid of it, trying to get out of there. Knocked away from him by Marquette. 6 on the shot clock. So the Trojans will inbound from the baseline.
Talking about dynamic duos. The dynamic team is Illinois. Illinois is shooting over 50% from the 3-point line in this tournament. That's a team that's hot right now.
Fontaine trying to get it up in the air. Blocked away by Gardner. That triggers the break for Cadogan. Jamil Wilson lets fly. Straight on for 3.
He needs to be a big-time player for Marquette if they're going to be a Sweet 16 type team again. He has the ability. He's a hybrid guy. Can play the 3, the 4, and touch the game in a lot of areas. He needs to touch it.
If they are a Sweet 16 team again, it'll be the 3rd year in a row for Marquette. Wise gives up the dribble to Fontaine. 10 to shoot. He'll fire it straight on. Got a good look, but missed it. Here's Marquette always applying pressure offensively and defensively. Devontae Gardner squaring up. Great dish underneath for Lockett on the cut.
Well, they never give up on plays, do they? They never give up. They cut hard. They cut to their head all the way underneath the rim. You better match their will. Every year I say they're second-round talent with Final Four will. Talking about Marquette. Boy, good ball movement. Gardner, you play off of him. Bam! The cut all the way to the rim. Makes you pay.
I think Buzz Williams in the previous timeout made his point because they've outscored USC 5-0 since then. 6:21 to go. A special thanks to our producer for our games here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational, Tim Sullivan, who's done terrific work. Aaron Stoikoff with the nighttime games, and the extremely talented director, Ken Dennis, who does all of them, every single game. 25-18, Marquette has jumped into the lead here against USC.
Well, our entire crew, all those guys and gals out in the truck, man, they're here from, I don't know what the report time is, 6 a.m. local time. They get out of here at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, 3 straight days in a row.
Well, everybody thinks you're coming to Maui, so you're on vacation.
No.
They come here and they work and work. They don't see the parasailing and the poolside that some of us see, certainly Bill Raftery.
They get after it, and they do a terrific job. Every game is the biggest game of the tournament for that crew that we have, and that's a pleasure to work with them.
Wesley fouled on a hard drive, so he'll go to the line. He's a sophomore. And fouled by Trent Lockett. That'll be 2 on Lockett. And a 4th team foul on Marquette with 6:03 to go in the half. There haven't been many turnovers given the frenetic pace of this game by either side.
No. What I like about both of these clubs, the way they've played so far, you take jump shots to score points, you get fouled to win games. And you got to be tough and strong and have a determination and a purpose about you offensively to get to the free throw stripe. And these two teams, that's how they're playing. Maybe the free throw numbers aren't huge right now, but that's boy, that is a key in any basketball game. You're trying to score, you're trying to win.
Wesley at the line, a freshman last year, and he's one of the better scoring and rebounding rookies in the Pac-12. 10 points, 5 rebounds a game. They're going to rely on him this season to be better than they were. Just 6 wins for USC. Gardner on a high post. Well, Robbie comes out on him. Bill Wilson shovels it off to Vanderblue. Gardner down low. Whirling to his right, and he'll go to the line.
You see, when he makes a spin move, he has tremendous feel for where the rim is and where his defender is. Tremendous feel. Doesn't have to see it. He feels it right now. He knows exactly where 55 is. When he makes his move, he makes sure that his center of gravity gets lower than the guy guarding him. And for a kid 6'9" and 275, 80, whatever, very difficult to do, and he does it very well.
This is a pretty good battle, by the way, going on between Devontae Gardner and Omar Arabi, who is the 7'2" junior from Egypt. Gardner gives away at least height, if not weight.
Yep.
And a lot of similar skills between the two. Gardner's certainly ahead.
Gardner's wired to score. It's not easy to get a kid his size to drop his hips like he did on that move. He drops his hips as well as any big guy that I've seen in the last couple of years in terms of just a guy that dominates the box.
Marquette up by 8. Jump shot on the way by Wesley. He hits the triple. 7 points for him, 27-22. Very good sign for USC if they can hit 3-pointers. Only 27% last year beyond the arc.
Yeah, only 30% so far this season coming in.
Kick ball here with 5:11 to go. Well, you're seeing improvement throughout the tournament, though, for Kevin's team.
Maybe as much as any team here, I would think. Now that you bring that point up, you're right. I saw Marquette's starting point. I see Southern Cal's starting point, and I see where they are right now with 5:11 to go in this first half on day 3. They have made a ton of improvement.
Well, in game 1, they turned it over 17 times. They've only turned it over 3 times here so far today. Jamil Wilson got an excellent look and all net. Feathery touch for Wilson. He has 9, shooting it well. 29-22 Marquette.
Cadogan has not really been able to bother Gio Fontaine much. And now right now he's trying to wear the same jersey as Fontaine. And that's where this whole thing starts, taking away this offense.
Wesley just got a piece of that backboard. And now Marquette can open up a bit of a comfortable cushion here. Thomas, the give for Gardner and 2. What a quick strike.
So quick, huh? So quick. Ball literally in and out of pause as quickly as it can be.
Biggest lead for Marquette today.
He is so clever and crafty around the rim.
Terrell pulls up, draws the whistle, and almost went 2. Fouled in the act of shooting. JT Terrell fouled by Vanderblue, who picks up his first.
Watch the soft pause of Devontae Gardner. Bam, bam. Right there, before Robbie can come back into the play, Devontae Gardner again, because of the field. He knew that there was not much time where Robbie was going to be on top of him with that 7'2" height. Finished it off.
He's going to have some 20-point games.
He will. I think he's going to be the most efficient scorer in the Big East this year. I mean, he takes great advantage of every touch that he gets. If he's not scoring, he's getting fouled. If he's not getting fouled, he's getting the ball up softly on the rim to allow offensive rebounds. He's extremely hard to guard.
Well, Arabi is finding that out. He goes to the bench. Although I think Kevin O'Neal likes his effort a great deal. 31-23. Terrell. 31-24. Terrell has 8. Kevin O'Neal on his 4th year at Southern Cal. They did go to the tournament a couple of years ago. We do have a mic on Kevin, and we're hoping to call a few comments from the very colorful Kevin O'Neal. Here comes Blue's long shot. That's around and out. Rebound tipped. Gardner hustling the corner, and he commits a foul on the shove as he just knocked Byron Wesley right to that floor.
Wasn't even close, 5'4", but you've done a lot of good things so far in this ball game. Active defensively, alert, ready to play, moves the feet, attacks the dribbler, keeps the hands high, doesn't commit a foul. 2 possessions later, the pause soft and quick. Lethal combination.
Well, we just had a double technical, one on each side here after not that foul, but look at this. Dedmon comes over, a little shove, and then Devontae Gardner knocks the hand away. So Dwayne Dedmon gets 1, and Devontae Gardner gets 1.
Yeah, dead ball, unsporting technical fouls is what was called. They both count as personal fouls. They also both count towards team fouls, and play will be resumed down there in the corner.
That's a rough sequence for Devontae Gardner. He got the pushing foul and the team.
Well, there's a lesson to be learned. How competitive can you be without losing your discipline? How competitive can you be without losing your discipline? Both teams very competitive, both players very competitive, but they lost their discipline. Hurts the team.
We'll see if USC can take advantage of this. With Devontae Gardner now out of the ball game, obviously. He's been very productive early.
Marquette goes zone. First possession in the zone I remember them playing in this tournament.
Fontaine swings. Bryan driving. Aaron pass. Shot clock down to 11. Fontaine to penetrate. The teardrop partially blocked by Otule. Wow, the back move there by Vanderblue. Gives it up for Cadogan. Jamil Wilson, he can get his own shot and drains it.
I think he's a very talented player.
11 for him.
Just enough of a foot fake, to get his defender leaning one way and he goes the other to free himself up, creating a good shot for himself.
Wesley. And a whistle with 2:47 to go.
Watch the foot fake by Jamil Wilson when he gets that ball up top. Just keep an eye on this foot throughout the series. He's going to get the ball. Now watch it. Bam, right there. Just enough to get Wise to back off and respect his drive ability because everybody from Marquette can put the ball on the floor. Steps right into an easy vision of the rim shot.
So Wesley will be at the line with 2:47 left. Foul was on Otule, his second. And we'll have another one coming. JT Terrell will come back on for the Trojans. So they get a dangerous shooter back on the floor. And he makes the second. 33-25, 8 points for Wesley. Thomas. Blue took a look at that shot clock, which is now down to 10. Making his way inside, but a miss. Trojans want to run. Terrell back out for the point guard, Fontaine. And fouled by Thomas, who jumped out to try and stay with him. And Thomas is shaken up. He hit that floor hard. His first foul. Thomas, a junior.
Well, very similar to the Marquette Butler game. If you can't play through contact and handle contact, you can't be an effective player in this game. The officials doing a good job of it, but they could call a foul on every possession in this ball game. They could call a foul every single trip.
You know, I thought that was true in the Marquette Butler game too, and they did a good job of making sure it wasn't just a slew of whistles.
Yeah, they managed it well.
That would have ruined what was a very, very fun basketball game for everyone who saw that and played in it.
Yeah. You better box off Southern Cal every time on a free throw. You watch right now on that free throw stripe, the two guys inside, making a concentrated effort to get to the front of the rim.
Well, the Trojans leader, Gio Fontaine at the line, a captain.
They're playing a stunt game. They're rolling to the middle one time, then they'll switch roles, and one will roll baseline, the other guy will roll to the middle. But they're constantly keeping Marquette guessing and working on that free throw play.
Cadogan tried to take that baseline, sealed off. Blue wants to shoot it again, and all net on a two-pointer.
How about this kid, huh? Scouting report coming in, make Vanderbilt into a jump shooter.
That's going to change a little bit.
It's going to change. Absolutely. After 3 games, it's going to change. After 1 game, it doesn't. After 3, it will.
Terrell wants to get off the shot. Deflected by Blue. He knocked it away. Now a scramble for it. And it will go the other way. Marquette eventually wins the basketball. 35-27, they lead it.
Boy, Blue just chewed up JT Terrell as a defender. And the previous possession, watch. Another little foot fake. Second foot fake, boom. And all they're doing is creating just enough space off of a foot fake and a shot, or a foot fake and a bounce and a shot. Very well drilled in individual skill is Marquette.
You see Vanderbilt, who's had a very nice tournament.
Get it out of there. Throw it out of there. Nice.
Otule, yes.
There's my guy again. Why does he make that shot? Hours upon hours upon hours during rehab. That's all he could do. And if that's all you can do, then you do it until your arms are too tired to do it some more.
Suddenly Marquette up by 10 again. Fontaine. That's a shot they could have gotten any time. Ill-advised. 46.9 to play in the opening half.
Watch Otule again, a huge screener, and then presents himself well, and with great footwork goes from about 10 feet away to about 7 feet away just with his feet on the catch. That was very well done. There is no timeline on a baseline out of bounds play. That was not a violation.
Corner, Terrell got a very good look. No one within 10 feet of him. He usually drains those.
Marquette's they've already used 1 timeout in this half, so Buzz won't use one now. Plenty of time to just stand there and communicate exactly what he wants. It's a veteran team that he can point and talk through the action.
There's a difference of a second and a half between the shot clock and the game clock. They'll play for one final shot here. Wilson on the drive, airborne, got it to go at the buzzer. So that's how the first half comes to an end with Marquette.
No, they're gonna give USC time.
Marquette leading 39-27. Let's see what they huddle on here. There might have been an inadvertent whistle. The shot clock expired. You heard the shot clock go off, and then there was a whistle.
Yeah, but the game doesn't stop unless the official recognizes the shot clock violation with his whistle. But that was a shot clock buzzer, and the game clock should have continued to run because we're not in the last minute of the game. That was a mistake by the game clock operator over there, because that game clock should have continued to run. And the game clock stopped when the shot clock stopped, and that should not have been the case. So I don't think they put time back up. This half should be over. You see the shot clock up top. One. Then the buzzer goes off. But the game clock had more time than the shot clock. He said there's about a second and a half difference in the two.
Yep. So they're not allowing the teams to leave the floor yet. They're seeing on the monitor exactly what you're seeing. 1.6 seconds there.
Yeah, it froze with 1.6, and it should not have stopped. But because it was a clock problem, the officials can go to the monitor and look at it.
Let's see what they inevitably decide here. Marquette leading by 12. We'll be sending it to the studio in just a moment to Chris Cotter and Bruce Pearl. This is the biggest lead, by the way, the first half for Marquette. 12 points.
Dave, depending on what they decide and how much time they determine to put back on the game clock, which is the issue. It's not the shot clock, it's the game clock. This is big, because if it's enough time for the Trojans to get a shot off and it counts, it could be a major part of this game when you get to the end. Again, the game clock in the lower left is on the left. The shot clock's on the right. The game clock says 2.4, 2.1. It should just keep running right now, and it doesn't. It stopped, and it shouldn't have.
I think that's what we were doing. We were waiting for that game clock to run out, to expire. And that's exactly what they've decided in the end to do. There will be no time put on the clock.
Because had we been at the end of the game and the game clock should have stopped when the ball went through the net, we would have time. But that's not the case to the end of the half. Well, it took some time, but they got it right.
What a huge advantage in the paint for Marquette, 20-4 on USC. Now let's send you to Chris Cotter and Bruce Pearl back in the studio for the Land Rover halftime report. At the break, Marquette leads by 12. We welcome you to Feast Week, presented by Lowe's, and from the Lahaina Civic Center. It's coverage of the 2012 EA Sports Maui Invitational as the Marquette Golden Eagles take on the USC Trojans. Let me tell you, they don't just give those hats away. That's very nicely done.
Little rhythm by you.
Should have been in the shot. Our thanks to Old Lahaina Luau, by the way, and the great folks over there for letting us participate. They're going to be performing at halftime of the championship game tonight.
You know who else has been in rhythm the first half? Jamil Wilson. He's been a very good offensive rhythm for Marquette. The only guy in the game right now in double figures. He's very smooth. I think he's a maker for Marquette offensively. The way they move him around the floor into jump shots and been hard to guard. Kevin O'Neal right now has his focus on Jamil Wilson.
Yep, we've got him wired. Let's listen.
Our boy Zero's got it rolling, doesn't he? Hey, this is bad basketball right now. Bad basketball defensively.
He makes a point and doesn't need many words to tell you what he thinks. He is certainly blunt and opinionated, and Jamil Wilson playing very, very well against him, and he didn't like too much.
Now, second day in a row that Buzz Williams has chosen to not start Jamil Wilson and send a message, and he has responded very well. He's active, he's alert, trusting the offense of bringing the ball in scoring spots.
Fontaine with a teardrop miss in the opening seconds of the second half as Southern Cal tries to get on a run. Block it up high for Anderson. Now Vanderblue can be so explosive. He's been smart with the ball, though. He hasn't really forced anything. Cadogan with a miss. Trying to follow that up. Goes to the floor, and it's a traveling violation.
Dave, as much contact and physical play that there's been in this ball game, first half Marquette only had 2 turnovers and Southern Cal only had 4. And that's about as well a clean of a half as you can have offensively for two teams that are really climbing up into each other.
Now, USC only hitting 32% of their shots in the first half. They did go 4 for 8 from 3, though. Marquette hit 48% of their shots, and they won the rebounding battle 21-15. A little shove there as Wesley tried to get a shot up in the air. 19:07 to go. That'll be the third foul for Trent Lockett. Wesley over the top to Fontaine. He transferred from Fordham University. Shot in the air and all net. Boy, JT Terrell's got a pretty shot.
Well, really, he does. It really bothers you as a man-to-man team like Marquette to go zone out of bounds under and then give up an open look like that.
He has 11. He had a game against Iowa when he was at Wake Forest where he hit 7 3-point shots and 32 points. So he can be very, very explosive.
Dave, you see O'Toole get up and down this floor. You know, an ACL surgery, they've been very patient bringing him back, but you see the wear and tear of the third game in 3 days as he kind of drags that left knee around with him up and down the floor.
How did Dedmon make that one? Dwayne Dedmon over the shoulder, flipped it up blind, and fouled on the play.
Yeah, he had no idea where the rim was, and every once in a while things just happen for you. Shows pretty good patience.
Foul number 3 on O'Toole. That's something to keep an eye on. 6'11" senior. And Dedmon completes the three-point play, as unlikely as it may have been. His first 3 points, 41-33. So every time it feels as if Marquette might really put a stranglehold on the game and really bump up that advantage, here comes USC. A quick strike on the other end, though, and making sure to get it to O'Toole here in the opening minutes.
The best game O'Toole has played so far in this tournament.
Wise. Rebound picked off by Lockett. He has 6. Cadogan using the screen. Lockett very steady with the ball, driving in. It's loose on the deck. A tie up here. Possession arrow will keep it on this end for Marquette. With 17:40 to go. The championship game later on tonight. 10 o'clock on ESPN. Butler and Illinois for the EA Sports Maui Invitational Championship. I would bet not many had Butler and Illinois as their final teams.
No, a lot of brackets were busted, weren't they, when Rodney Clark shot that ball down against Marquette, and then North Carolina then gets bounced by Butler because of it. Boy, Illinois is a dangerous team, though, man. I'm telling you. They are dialed in terms of three-point shooting, over 50% right now in this building from the three-point line. That's where right at half their shots are coming from.
Shot clock at 8. Traveling violation. So it'll go back over to USC. That's only the 4th turnover in the game for Marquette. They've been very clean.
I think about Rodney Clark and Kellen Dunham and really Brandon Paul from Illinois. Does your jump shot have summertime empty gym confidence or game pressure confidence? There's a big difference. And those guys have game pressure confidence in their stroke.
Shovel inside to Wise. Fontaine with a nice drive and dish. And Wise has 7. I didn't think initially that Dunham, here's a foul before any shot attempt. I didn't think initially that Dunham had that look of confidence in game one against Marquette. A lot of that probably had to do with the Golden Eagles and their great defense, but he's developed confidence as the tournament's gone on.
He has, and I think North Carolina allowed him to get that confidence because Marquette wore him out with body blows. They completely got on top of him and bumped him everywhere he went and grinded him for 40 minutes, and he never could get comfortable in rhythm. But then he did, and you can see when he has an open look, his stroke looks every bit as good as Rodney Clark, Jordan Holes, whoever you want to throw in that conversation.
Lewis catches, fires. That's a good shot for him, but he can't drain it. Dwayne Dedmon just went out for the Trojans with his third foul, so we'll keep an eye on that. Wesley with a spin move. Wise tried to clean it up. No. Cadogan now waiting on Jamil Wilson, who sets a screen. That one spits away, knocked free by the Trojans with 16:37 to go.
Kevin O'Neal with a really pretty simple question. How long can they stay in the lane?
He actually has been on the officiating crew about that from the opening minute.
Yeah.
He thinks they've been camping.
In particular, he's about Devontae Gardner, because Devontae Gardner lives in the box.
Cadogan, long one, no. Battle for the rebound. Trojans win it.
Oh, he just outran him.
Robbie down the other end. The big fella got those puppies moving at 7-2.
Devontae Gardner's got to run, man. You got to run.
43-37. USC has closed the gap. Gardner really mauled. No, traveling with it. Looked for sure like a foul, but he walked with it first. 43-37. Here come the Trojans. "16 minutes to play in the fifth-place game." The kick out, jumper on the way. Terrell for a three.
Just screen the top of the zone, allow Fontaine to turn the corner. Then the game becomes 2 against 1.
We'll see if Buzz calls for a timeout. He does with 15:42 to go. JT Terrell can really get it cranked. We talk about how he was a scorer before he came here at Wake Forest with that picture-perfect jump shot. He has USC within 3. USC now within 3, closest it has been since 8:36 left in the first half.
Well, Marquette goes zone, and Southern Cal does a good job of coming up to screen the top of the zone. Now, once the screen is set, you're going to come to the corner and turn the corner, and you have the numbers. There's the screen. Now 2 is against 1, and the 1 is late relocating to the shooter. The pass on time on target. It's a 3-point game because of.
Now, it's interesting. We replayed this during our break. The official, Bernard Clinton, called a foul on Southern Cal's Omar Arabi, and he was calling it before Buzz Williams asked for the timeout. And take a look here, and you'll see Clinton coming out of the left side of the frame as the timeout. And he's holding up a 5 and a 5. And he had a foul there. So Vander Blue will check it in for Marquette from the baseline. You do have the foul on Arabi, and that stands.
Good job by the officials to communicate and look at it. When did the foul occur? When was the timeout granted? Those are the things you look at. The foul occurred before the timeout was granted.
Blue trying to get some separation. Gets it off for Cadogan.
Cadogan walks.
Yep. Well, it's a traveling violation with 15:23 to go. And Southern Cal certainly has the momentum right now.
Go back to the one-on-one. The key for Southern Cal today was not be afraid to make it a dirty game. And they have certainly not backed away from that challenge.
And again, the closest we have been in a long time since the score was 20-18. USC can tie it up on a three-pointer on this possession. Wise wants to work. Traveling. Byron Wesley gives it right back.
Now Wesley's got to make a quicker read and decide what he wants to do with the ball. I mean, the post feed option was there, and he played around with it with his feet long enough that he eventually traveled.
Blue using a screen by Gardner into the corner. The jump shot, not there for him. Marquette right now does not have a hot hand. Stolen away by Vanderblue. Quick hands and the bounce. Cadogan, foul. He'll go to the line. Second foul by Fontaine to prevent the layup. 3-point game still. ESPN's coverage of the NBA continues tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Blake Griffin and the Clippers travel to Oklahoma City to take on Kevin Durant and the Thunder. Coverage tips with Kia NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern tonight on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. So Cadogan at the line.
Well, a tremendous effort by Vanderblue to miss a shot and then to get right back in the moment and get right back into play and come with hot hands and rip the ball from USC to get the possession back. We're tough guys. That's what they do. They stay in the moment. A missed shot, they don't dwell on. A bad call, they don't dwell on. A teammate's bad play, they don't dwell on it. They stay in the moment, and Vanderblue is a tough kid.
Valuable experience there for Marquette. He's a junior. Arabi whirls to his right, and the basket. He'll go to the line.
I know this is not about the 5th or 6th time I've said it over 3 days. Good things happen when Arabi gets a touch. And he didn't mess around, knowing that Devontae Gardner cannot cover him or check him when it becomes a battle of length. And Arabi got his 7-2 all over the top of Gardner right in front of the rim.
Arabi, good defender, too. He set the single-season record for block shots in a season at Rice before transferring. It's a 9-1 run for Southern Cal. Heavy traffic. Gardner got it to go.
And below the rim with power.
You're right. It's a game below the rim. It's 6'8". He's no leaper, but he makes those tough shots right around the rim.
Isn't that a good match? The power of Gardner against the length and the size of 55 and white.
Pull up pop Terrell. Oh, net. He swishes it home, and USC is within 117 for Terrell. It's Gardner again, held up by Arabi, who commits the foul.
That's some good post-action, partner, the last couple of minutes. Watch Gardner right here. He's going to get it. I mean, Arabi has good post position, but you can't guard his backside is the problem. That powerful derriere is hard to handle, and Terrell, not room and rhythm, but rhythm. Because he had no room, but he still jumped up and buried it.
He's giving the Trojans a giant lift. Arabi leaves with 3 fouls. Their other 7-footer, Dedmon, also has 3. So they're both on the bench right now.
Well, and now this is a gamble because those are the 2 guys that can bother Devontae Gardner. I go right to Devontae Gardner right now. I don't waste time with it.
He's calling for it.
Just be patient. There's 25 on the shot clock. Trust your offense and get Gardner a touch on that box.
He's battling now James Blasick, who's also a 7-footer. Wilson, yes, a 3-pointer.
Boy, as good as he was in the first half, staying in that same rhythm right now. Really working hard off the ball is Jamil Wilson.
49-45 Marquette. Wilson is 16. Wise in the lane, lots of contact, spins it up, it won't drop.
That's a foul. I mean, that's a foul regardless of where we are.
Indeed. Cadogan on the drive all the way through. They let him through the lane. And O'Neal has to take a timeout for USC.
Kevin O'Neal will get a piece of the officials. I'm telling you, his guy got hammered on that last shot attempt. And he may wait till the end of the timeout, but he won't let it go.
And he has been at odds with this officiating crew. Take another look.
Bam, that is a foul.
But off the miss, Marquette wants to run. And on a quick strike, gets a one-man break. Junior Cadogan all the way. Back inside the Lahaina Civic Center, and some reaction as both sides are fired up in a game that has tightened up. That's a sign you see a whole lot here on the island. And tonight, the championship game, Butler and Illinois at 10 o'clock. We've talked about Butler's great shooters, but Illinois is loaded in that category as well. How about Brandon Paul, who put in 26 against USC in the quarterfinals, nailing 6 triples at 13 against Chaminade. Certainly a Wooden Award candidate.
We talk about Rodney Clark shooting the ball. Brandon Paul's made just as many threes and not near as many attempts. He's 8 out of 14 in Maui, where Rodney Clark is 8 out of 20. Illinois as a team is 24 out of 57, over 50% from the three-point line, and just under half of their shots have been from the three. They are hard to guard as a unit. John Gross has gone from inherited a team that was man-to-man motion with multiple screening action to quick on-ball up-tempo, and those Illinois kids have adjusted well.
Foul here with 12:40 left. John Gross and Brad Stevens are both former assistant coaches under Thad Matta.
Obi, the most important guy in the team photo is always the head coach. It's always the head coach. And those guys are terrific at what they do and how they go about it. Young, successful. Brad Stevens is a star, and John Gross might be right there behind him coming up the ranks.
The offensive foul on Blue after they had stolen the ball on the other end. It's his 3rd foul. So they can't break away from USC. The Trojans continue to make life tough on Marquette.
Talked about in the first half, I think it's worth bringing up again that USC has a chance for a terrific win for them, first of all. But another good non-conference win for the Pac-12, something that they just did not have last year at all, and stung them on Selection Sunday because of it.
Wise hands off for Fontaine. Back to Wise, open look. Battle for the rebound, it comes to Gardner.
They put Vanderblue in a crowd in transition, just like you're supposed to do with your defense.
Another touch for Devontae Gardner, but he draws a double. Looking for help. Vanderblue outside the 3. 13 on the shot clock. Wriggling inside, and it spins off the iron. He was very upset that didn't drop. Quick strike here for Terrell. No, that does not touch a thing. And it's out of play off the Trojans.
Kevin O'Neal would love to take JT Terrell out of the game. But he knows that's the one guy that's scoring for him. Good shots, bad shots, whatever.
Let's take you outside. What a place to be outdoors in gorgeous Maui. Half. Everybody working their phones. 51-45. Marquette right now at 3-1. Trying to come out of the Maui Invitational with 2 wins. That would be the case for Southern Cal if they can pull off a victory over the Golden Eagles.
Points after timeout. Always crucial but critical in a tight game like this. Who's going to win this one?
Devontae Gardner getting a lot of touches. No foul there. Robbie played tight defense on him. Fontaine off the screen. The drive, the kick. Jumper on the way. Barely grazing the iron, but Wise comes away. Now stripped, the steal by Blue. He's had a couple of those big ones in the second half. What a dish. Cadogan the reverse for 2.
Boy, speed kills, doesn't it? That time the roles were reversed because the 2 guard laid it down nicely for the point guard to finish off.
Vanderblue explosive, and it started with his steal. A tremendous pass as well. Wise over the top for Arabi, and now an errant pass picked off by Marquette. Cadogan will wait for everyone to join him. The shot, got it!
Well read by Cadogan. Because Gardner was the last guy down the floor. He actually ran a delayed screen for Cadogan to work off of. And he rejects the screen and sticks that 15-footer right in the face of Southern Cal. Talking about speed kills. Watch Vanderblue get it. And 94 feet later, he's dropping one Right in rhythm, right on time to Junior Cadogan.
So Marquette back in front by 10 again. They're on a 9-0 run to get it done with 10:20 to go. Cadogan today with 7 and 5 assists. You made the point about Junior Cadogan that he's not a guy who really cares if he scores a point.
Not at all. Here's what I love about Junior Cadogan. I think great point guards handle a lot of the problems for the coach before the coach has to handle the problem. And I've seen Junior Cadogan do that within games here on the island. I saw him do it last year at times. See him get guys and talk to them and handle the problem before the coach has to handle the problem. Junior Cadogan does that as well as any college point guard right now, and that's why Buzz loves the kid.
He'll go to the bench for a breather here. Terrell to bring it up. Hit some big shots for the Trojans, but they need some more. Wise working on Anderson.
Fontan has been quieted in this game by Cadogan wearing him out, and then Derek Wilson comes in and keeps him in check as well.
Larry Stewart underneath and nowhere to go. Block it inside, blocked by Arabi, and a traveling violation. 9:46 to play.
Dave, I was just talking about Fontan and being bottled up and contained by Marquette's pressure and size that Buzz Williams can put on you at that point guard spot. I mean, every kid that Marquette puts on the floor is over 200 pounds. It doesn't matter if it's a 5'11 kid like Derek Wilson or Junior Cadogan, who's 6'1. And you look at Fontan, he's a smaller kid, and that size just continues to grind on a smaller guard.
A foul there, a little shove by Wilson as he knocked Fontan. Cadogan and Fontan, the point guard comparison so far today.
You like the assist numbers for Fontan, 8 to only 1. That is outstanding. And he's not being able to score at all because he can't get himself into his scoring position because of the physical play. Could change with 9:42 to go. It's quick enough.
Wesley picked up the dribble. Back out for Terrell. Shot clock at 11. He wants to shoot at Aldridge, but he made it anyway. That was with a defender, Lockett, right in his face.
He actually shot that one on the way down. He waited because the defender was right in his face, like you said, and shot it on the way down. So hard to do with accuracy.
And not every shot he's taken has been a great shot, but man, he can shoot. There's no question about that. He comes out of the pack with it. Wants to drive. Blocked by Anderson. It came out of nowhere. Back to Dedmon, the 7-footer back in the contest for the Trojans. Under 9 to play. Fontan trying to wriggle free and foul. Foul against Marquette. That'll go against Derek Wilson, his second.
Dave, you want to shoot your jump shot at the top of the jump, but watch Terrell. There's the top. He's going to wait. It comes just as his head starts coming down, then's when he releases that basketball. That's not how he normally shoots it, but because the defender is there, he waits, boom, and as he just starts to drop, then the release. Hard shot to make, and he did.
Now Buzz goes to his bench and brings on 3 fresh bodies, including Devontae Gardner back into the game. Gio Fontan at the line for the Trojans. 63% career at the line for the USC captain. He hasn't done a lot of scoring in this one. That's not really a big part of his game, but in the first 2 games, he did get 10.5 points on average. 3 points today. And he makes them 55-49. So USC refuses to give way. Now Chas Bryant, 5'9" freshman guard, will run their point. But it's Cadogan for Marquette.
You talked earlier about the Trojans have improved maybe more than anybody from day one of this tournament till now. One of their big improvements, that first day, they were running into screens. They got picked off time and time again, and they have been hard to screen in this game defensively.
Shot clock an issue, down to 7. Wilson's shot on target for 3. And that one really hurts the Trojans. Again, they had closed that gap, and they felt like they were about to make a run to really tighten it up. Wilson has 19. By far his best day of this tournament for Jamil Wilson.
I felt coming in that he was potentially their best player, and this does nothing but keep me convinced of that because of all the things that he can do offensively.
Shot clock to 7. And that pass thrown away, but was it deflected? It was not. Oh yeah, now they're going to change it, and they're going to say it was a tip pass. They got together, the officials, and have changed their mind on that. Well, Jamil Wilson at times has lit up the gym at Lahaina. Hang loose. 58-49.
ESPN.
Back in Maui, EA Sports Maui Invitational. Here comes North Carolina just getting off the bus. They'll be taking on host Chaminade. We'll have that for you, the third-place game, which is coming up shortly from the Lahaina Civic Center.
I think it's amazing, as long as they are, no blocked shots by North Carolina yesterday in this gym. The only team to play here yesterday and not block a shot.
Southern Cal, to put it in, they only have 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Right in front of their bench. They shouldn't be caught by surprise. Get it up.
Out of the double team, tossed away, and there's the shot clock. So 7:35 remaining. Shot clock violation there. 11 turnovers. Look at the points in the paint. Marquette with a giant advantage. So unable, even though the play was right in front of their own bench, to get off a shot.
Yeah, there was no possession gained on that basketball. And Marquette was getting ready to get possession of it, but they didn't have possession of it. So it's a shot clock violation. And took away 2 points, what looked like was going to be 2 points, but it was the right call.
Yeah, it sure did. 7.5 to play.
Jamil Wilson has been your scorer. And he's been scoring off of delayed action. They have been running quick hitters for him.
It's Gardner they want again. Spinning to his right now left.
Wow.
What a pretty move for 2.
How good was that, partner? How good was that? To keep the pivot foot down and the lift, lower the body to lift again, and then sidestep through. Beautiful.
He has 8 points. Terrell has 19. It's Dedmon squaring up. Now he tosses it. The catch and the bucket by Byron Wesley. So an answer for USC. 9 points down. Gardner again. Denied. Swatted away by Dedmon.
USC's done a really good job on this kid, though, because he is a load. Watch him step right now, and that left foot's got to stay still, and it does. He gets you going from side to side, and then he will drop his hips. Boom, right there. See, again, he drops his hips so well for a kid that's carrying 290 pounds on him.
At 22 in a game against St. John's last season, you get the feeling he's going to have several of those.
What does he weigh? I've called him 290, 270, 290. Okay, I'm going to go with 290. He's just big. He has the biggest shorts in the gym. It's hard to handle.
A large human being. But agile. Blue, heavy traffic. Not a smart idea. On the run out. Here's Terrell. Oh, he missed the dunk.
Just get it down. Just get it down.
Costly.
Oh, and 9, you're down 9. You have got to get that down. Forget about style points.
Oh, Dedmon. And there's some contact, significant contact after the foul on Dedmon. Which I believe will be his 4th. 6:07 left. It's gotten a little bit chippy from time to time today. We've had a technical on both sides. Fourth foul on Dwayne Dedmon.
Gardner really sold it as well at the end, and he does that a lot. He's very good at selling things. And again, I said in the first half, how competitive can you be without losing your discipline? Both teams better buy into that the next 6 minutes.
Mike Muldowney also took the hit. Talk about gamers. We've got them everywhere on our crew. 5:55 left. Cadogan to set it up for Buzz Williams. 13 on the shot clock. Lockett in the lane and a foul. He draws a lot of fouls.
He's good in traffic. You saw once he got into the teeth of the defense, he got that ball right against his hip and made sure that a hand reach in couldn't strip it from him. Kid knows how to score. A valuable pickup.
Terrell fouled him. Games coming up. North Carolina and Chaminade on ESPN2. We've got Pitt and Michigan. Michigan ranked number 4. A very talented team. Many believe the most talented team that John Beilein has ever had anywhere. And at Butler against Illinois, championship game here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational tonight on ESPN. 5:40 to go. Marquette up by 11. Lockett has 6. JT Terrell has been the dangerous shooter for the Trojans all day. Fontaine knocked away, near steal, but he got it back. On the baseline, launches it out for Wesley. And that's going to be a blocking foul against Marquette. They'll get Jamil Wilson for that one. So it'll be 1-1 for USC. And it'll be Wesley going to the line here with 5:18 to play. Again, looking to cut into the lead. USC's been able to do that all day. When they have been on the brink of falling 15-18 down, they have fought their way back into it.
You know what? They've played together and they've played tough. And together and toughness wins you a lot of ball games. And if they continue to play like they have today and build on it and keep going that direction as opposed to how they first showed up on the island, I don't see any way in the world they finish 9th in the Pac-12 like they were the preseason pick. That league's better, but it's not going to be that much better.
He makes the pair. 62-53. 12 points for Byron Wesley.
Team in white needs back-to-back stops and back-to-back makes. That's the point that this game is at now for them. Can you get back-to-back stops?
A whistle before the shot. And Driscoll had a foul at 5:05 remaining. That is on Eric Wise of the Trojans, number 2.
Well, I think the officials have had enough of the extra contact that they kind of have allowed through this game, which you have to when teams like Marquette, Southern Cal, and Butler go at each other. But it's gotten really close now to escalate beyond that. I think you're going to see a tighter whistle is what I'm trying to say the next 5 minutes.
Now Gardner at the line for 1-1. And drills the first one. See what he's done so far in the tournament, and today 9.6 rebounds for the 6'8" junior. With the nimble feet, and makes the pair. Back up to 11. Both teams making their foul shots. Fontaine keeps on driving. The scoop, no, denied. Cadogan fires a long lead pass. Blue tried to save it, but out it goes over to the Trojans.
Cadogan continues to really bother Gio Fontaine. I mean, even on that play, it looked like Fontaine had turned the corner, but Cadogan doesn't give up on the play and pressures him just enough to allow the big to rotate over. I know he's got a good assist to turnover ratio in this game, but he's not a scoring threat at all.
Here's Wesley. Wise now. That's with Wilson right on his back. Wise likes that spin into the lane. Out for Fontaine, a 3. tough rebound by Wilson as he tears it away.
Yeah, I think if Marquette doesn't foul the rest of this ball game, they're gonna win the thing. Because I don't think Southern Cal's offense in the half court is going to be able to get enough good looks or second chance opportunities to do it.
Long way to go. Over 4 minutes still. Lockett will back it out.
They'll grind you now, OB. They will grind you. You'll see a lot of under 10 on the shot clock attempts from the team in dark blue.
Well, they're 4 now. Cadogan drops the pass for Wilson, pops it up there, barely nicked the iron. And then it rolls out. 3:42 to go. Well, it's just about time for our production crew, the men and women in the truck, to start to enjoy Maui at last. 64-53. Plenty of aloha spirit on display in this one. Hotly contested. Butler and Illinois coming up in the championship game at tonight. Don't miss that on ESPN. Some of the title tilts in this tournament have gone down in legend. Spectacular. Even last year, Duke and Kansas was one of the great championship games ever here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Jimmy Dykes, Dave O'Brien with you from inside the Lahaina Civic Center. Jimmy, were you ever here before they had air conditioning?
I was not.
Boy, it was hot.
Yeah, I didn't come until they had air conditioning. That was part of my contract. Boy, the value of winning, that's what's at stake in all these Feast Week tournaments you see on our air, from Orlando coming up, the NIT. Do you value a chance to cut down the nets and win a trophy? That's what you're trying to get across to your kids. You have to have tremendous value when the opportunity is there. Butler and Illinois both have that opportunity tonight.
Wise with his third foul, shoving on Devontae Gardner. So Marquette to the line for a 1-and-1. 64-53. The Golden Eagles in front of Kevin O'Neal's team. We thank Kevin. He was kind enough to wear a microphone. Was able to get some of those comments on to you throughout the broadcast. The well-selected comments. 10 points for Gardner. He's been perfect at the line. Now 5 for 5.
Marquette has enough points to win this game. They don't have to score again to win this game. They have to defend their tails off, not foul, clean up the miss, and this thing's going to be over.
Well, they led by 12 at halftime. Now they're up by 13. That is their biggest lead. So all the work that Southern Cal has done since the break hasn't gotten them a thing yet.
They have to work defensively and not allow quick, good looks by the guys in white. There's a quick, good look.
Leslie tried to bank. No. Deadman high for the rebound. Fontaine on the drive and spin. A little wild. Gets it off to Wesley, and that's off target. Another big tussle for the rebound. Out it goes, and Southern Cal will keep it. Blue went down hard. Vander Blue now on his right side. Fontaine got up immediately, but Vander Blue has not. 2:57 to go. Now look right into the center of the key. Oh, he went sliding like he was on ice. Wow.
That left knee got bent back, and you see him immediately grab it.
And Buzz Williams getting down on all fours to talk to one of his stars, the junior from Madison, Wisconsin, Vander Blue, who's had a very impressive tournament. But down flat on his stomach.
Yeah, you'd expect them to be very careful with him right now. The way he went down, that left leg got underneath him and buckled backwards and kind of did the splits all at the same time.
So they're flexing that left knee, that left leg. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more in a moment, and hopefully an update on Vander Blue's condition. Vander Blue's teammates actually picked him up and carried him off the court, so the trainers could start to work on him. With just under 3 minutes, they've lost one of their best players. He has 6 points, 2 assists today. He came into this final game for them in this tournament with 39 points in the first 2 games, and a jumper knocked down by Fontaine. And a timeout, USC. And that's it for Kevin O'Neal. He has no timeouts remaining.
He's going to have to do something with his defense now. And it's hard to turn Marquette over, especially with the trusted handle of Cadogan and their big, strong bodies, how they own their space. And if you don't own your space against the Kevin O'Neal team in this situation, your space can get chewed up. And I know Buzz Williams will talk to his guys about that.
Oh, you said just a couple of minutes ago they had enough points.
I still think that, but you got to make sure you continue to defend and not give quick, easy looks. And don't foul. That's been my point all along. Marquette, if you keep Southern Cal off the free throw stripe right now, you're in terrific position to get out of here with 2 wins. And there's a lot of great, 2 excellent coaches right here. I've always said that, again, the most important guy in the team photo is the head coach. Buzz Williams and Kevin O'Neal are terrific head coaches. So Buzz Williams now has his work cut out for him, especially if Vander Blue can't come back in and finish this game, because he's a quick guard that was really defending his tail off, and now he's down 1 key defender.
Yep, and had really been playing particularly well. Chaminade is here in the gym. The Silver Swords have already sprung a giant upset. We'll try and do it again as they take on North Carolina. That's coming up next, the 3rd place game at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. (66-56) Marquette. USC has played a far better game today than they've played in any other game in this tournament. Even in beating Texas in overtime yesterday, they didn't shoot the ball as well as they have today, and have not been as cohesive as today.
Southern Cal has only scored over 66 points 1 time this year. When Marquette got to that level, that kind of rang my attention on it. And that was the first game of the year against Coppin State, but since then they haven't hit that mark.
Gardner brings it across and hands off for Cadogan. Expect them to start running big chunks off that clock. On the drive, though, up and in, it's Lockett. He decides to do it himself underneath that rim.
But that's just, there's a clean side of the floor with Gardner on that block. And he serves as a screener, just opens up the alley and waves you through.
It's a pretty good screen.
It's a great screen. And don't foul right now. Just stay locked down. Sit and guard right now.
Wise on target for 2. Eric Wise is 9. Still a 10-point game. Wilson.
Well, Southern Cal's going to have to foul, most likely. They can't just keep chasing right now down 10. Kevin O'Neal was trying to get him to do it, but now with 18 on the shot clock, go ahead and play it out.
Thomas, no. That really would have hurt USC. Under 2 minutes as it is. Fontaine airborne. Shut down by Wilson. Fontaine on the baseline. Dedman swings it. Here's Wesley. No. Loose ball, Thomas. And he calls for a timeout. And he gets it. 68-58 with 1:32 left. So Marquette churning toward a 2nd win here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Now, Chaminade hadn't won a quarterfinal game in the Maui Invitational since 03 against Villanova. Texas scored the first 8 points against the Silver Swords. But then it was Chaminade's game. And DeAndre Haskins dominated the second half, scoring 27 of his Maui Day 1 high 32. Chaminade winning for the 7th time in Maui Invitation history.
DeAndre Haskins, what a performance, huh? The 7th all-time win in the history of the Maui Invitational, went for 32. You know, North Carolina will be dialed in. At least they better be defensively to this kid, because he can really score. He can really score.
That's a veteran team that plays composed basketball, and they expect to do very, very well in Division II. And they knew coming into this tournament they had a chance to win at least 1 game. They were very confident.
If Junior Cadogan gets his basketball, Southern Cal needs to foul him. He's a 66% free throw shooter.
Vander Blue, by the way, over on the bench. with 1:23 to go in a timeout.
And Buzz Williams knows it. He knows that he had a 66% free throw shooter trapped in the corner, and he said, you know what, let's call timeout and get it out of his hands. First of all, he's in a dead spot, but he also doesn't want Junior Cadogan having to go to the line right now. Not if he can keep from it.
Blue today with 6 points after averaging 19.5 over games 1 and 2. Here's another look at that injury. We don't have any other details, but
just in that last possession, OB, Vanderblue got up from the end of the bench and walked up to the front of the bench, and he was walking under his own power. Marquette, the fan base behind, all rose to their feet and applauded for him. We don't know just how he's handling himself now. It looks a whole lot better than it did when they carried him off the floor. I'll say that.
That's for sure. Yep. I know he's got his head down over there. But his team does have a 10-point lead. Now Marquette's been making their foul shots. Gardner is 6 for 6. Lockett 4 for 4.
Dave, look at this, how they're guarding the inbounds guy, Southern Cal. You can't even see. I've never seen that before. 2 guys on the ball and 3 guys covering the rest of the floor.
Now those are 2 7-footers.
How about that?
They get it into
and they
Gardner.
Get it out of there.
Lockett, he slipped a little bit, but stayed up. See if Southern Cal begins to foul here. They do not. Wilson. Shot clock to 10. Approaching the 1-minute mark. Shot clock at 4. Cadogan on the drive. Give it up, knocked out of play. And they say off of Marquette. 57.5 seconds, and it'll be Trojan basketball.
That was so unique what Kevin O'Neal did to the out-of-bounds guy to start this possession, to put 2 bigs over there and guard the ball, and only 3 to kind of zone up from behind. To be honest with you, I've never seen that in a game. I've never seen a team do that to somebody in the dead corner.
1-7-1, the other 7 feet. Jumper from the corner goes down by J.T. Terrell. 68-60. Cadogan gets free, gives it up for Wilson. Haven't fouled anybody. Wilson around the back, and it was kicked off of Southern Cal, and now they have a player down.
Why would Jamil Wilson throw a behind-the-back pass at this stage in the game?
Dedmon up, but shaken up.
No reason for it.
Off the leg of Dedmon. He caught a piece of his right leg, and then it spun out of bounds with 39 seconds to play. 8-point game. And now Dedmon will come out and limping out of the game. They'll bring on Arabi, another 7-footer. USC has 3 of them. 2 of them play significant minutes.
Here it is again. Look at this on the out of bounds. You don't see that. I'm telling you, you do not see that in ball.
Almost got a steal because of it.
Well, it forces you to throw one to the ceiling.
And they foul. Cadogan stops the clock at 32.4 to go. So going after one of the weakest foul shooters in the contest. 1-1 for Junior Cadogan. (68-60). There has been no quit in USC today.
No, they've had no trouble at all playing a dirty game like you have to play against Marquette. And I mean that as a compliment. You try to play pretty and finesse against this team out of the Big East, you will get blown out.
Cadogan hits the first for a 9-point lead. The senior from Toronto makes the pair.
J.T. Terrell will not give this up. He will get a shot up.
He does immediately. It missed badly, though, in the lane. Wise, no. The tip won't fall. Tipped again and up and in. I think Wise got a hand on it. And now Cadogan fouled again right around midcourt with 17.9 left. Marquette is making their foul shots. They have hit 8 in a row. And 2 shots for Junior Cadogan.
You got tough guys, man. Tough guys make tough tough free throws to close out games.
Carolina standing by, ready to come on to take on Chaminade. That's a very determined looking North Carolina team.
A look that they needed to have the first half in that ball game last night. And maybe that's a lesson that they could only learn by going through it.
And there's Chaminade, the Silver Swords. Cadogan now at 11 points all in this half. And hitting big foul shots. Knocked free by Cadogan, but the Trojans retained possession with 12 seconds to go. So Marquette will wind up with 2 wins here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Down the lane, Fontaine. It's tipped and missed. 5.2 seconds to play.
I told you when Marquette had 66, they had enough points. And that's what's going to hold up.
Robbie shot and counted. Goaltending. Well, they got it down several times to a workable margin, but in the end could not make that dagger run against Marquette. The defense was too tough. In for Wilson, no more fouling, and that'll be the ball game. Marquette wins it 72-64 over USC. Buzz Williams and his team improved to 4-1 on the season. For my partner Jimmy Dykes and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us from the island. The preceding has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Right now we send you to Chris Cotter and Bruce Pearl in the studio. Aloha, everyone.